Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris from Crashbox here. Today we're going to talk about vehicles to go with your 1/12 scale figures. So I have a pretty decent selection of stuff I've acquired over the years, from models to RC cars to repurposed toys. So we're going to take a look at what I've got, what works, what doesn't work. I think most of it works in some situations, maybe not in everything, but we will take a look and see what's what. We are going to be using a couple figures kind of as our benchmarks for size today. The first is well, this is Frank Castle, but maybe not the one you know. So a little custom Punisher action there. Maybe it'll focus at some point in time. There he is. Nice hairpiece, right? And although they're pretty much the same size, we've got, because I don't have a Mezco one yet. Actually, he is a bit smaller. We've got the John Wick from Mafex, my favorite hand company, in full effect. Got some other guys chilling in the background there, but they're just here to watch them observe, you know, union rules and whatnot. So we're going to start with some pretty common stuff that you may or may not have ever seen in a situation with figures. What's up, everybody that's joining the chat? Thunder Thief, my sauerkraut buddy, Maniac, Uncle Dolphin at work. What's up, man? Much appreciated. Much appreciated. All right. So we're going to start with something that I think most people are pretty familiar with, or you've probably seen one at some point in time. It's filthy. That is a good old Cowabunga Carl Ninja Turtles van from around about 2002, I do believe. This has a cab that opens, and it very nicely accommodates 6-inch figures. This often is a Punisher van. I think every single one of these is painted black. Not every one, but a lot of them. We've done 3 or 4 of these as commissions over the years. This one is actually in, I don't know, it's played with decent shape. I believe my buddy Dom picked this up for me. I found it on like Facebook Marketplace, but they'd only do pickup. So I saw one of these on Mercari, however you say that app. I saw one of those today. There's some shooting action where you can shoot pizzas. The side door opens up. It's actually got another piece that this one apparently doesn't have, that you can use this as like a platform for people put guns and stuff in here. There's a couple seats inside of it. You can see there is no glass, but a lot of people customize it with glass. The lights are just stickers and whatnot. I have one that has been customized, so the magic of television, bam. So this is actually the first van we ever painted. This is the same van, totally redone. I actually painted this up, and then I sold it, and the guy I sold it to was selling it. I bought it back. So we can take a look at kind of how our figures look in here. Get Frank situated here. And let the Baba Yaga ride over here. Close that one up. And you've got 2 dudes in a van. So they fit in there really good. These are super easy to do. The hardest part that we found is getting the stickers off. I know several people right now that are working on these and doing some crazy stuff with the doors. Gonna try to make the doors functional in the back, because that's a big added thing if you could get that to work, to have the doors swinging open in the back. But check eBay, check your yard sale pages once we can do that kind of stuff again. I've picked them up from yard sale pages a lot. Sometimes you have to buy. I had to buy a lot of turtle toys that my kids played with for a long time, and then we donated them to charity. Yeah, so just keep an eye out. It's called a Cowabunga Carl van. You can actually paint the majority of it with spray paint. This is actually painted with acrylic. So, all right. All right, so this here, this is a big boy. This is a fast lane logging truck from Toys R Us. Do you guys remember Toys R Us? I do. And in their closing days, I had many a friend help me get a pretty large amount. How many of these do we still have? 5? I think we have 5. We have 5 of these. It's still like this. My youngest likes to play with them, so this one's got stickers peeling off or whatever. We've custom painted a good bit of these. And actually have this one. I guess it's technically for sale. These don't have opening doors. The cab is blacked out. I'm sure if somebody wanted to take the time to cut this out, they can make a beautiful hinged piece. But, you know, as a background piece or anything of that nature, these guys, you know, they fit pretty well. I've done these without the crane. I've shortened the bed on these before. So there's a ton of fun things you can do. I don't know how hard these are to find now because I haven't looked. I mean, these ended up being like, I don't know, maybe $10 a piece by the end of Toys R Us. Is their house brand. I think the company that makes it still makes them in other brands, but I'm not 100% sure. There is an air pump that I've disabled that works this whole crane joint thing. On this particular one, I've disabled it. So, yeah, it was a fast lane. They made a fire engine and another vehicle that I don't remember right now, but this is a salt chipping technique to do this. Actually, it's all salt chipping on here to get this crazy rust effect. Some cool stuff you can do with a truck like this without being able to put a figure in it. The majority of what we're going to look at today, you can't really put figures in, but they look cool in the background, and for different shots, you could use them for photography. So let's look at some stuff from NASCAR. So this is a Bill Elliott race car, number 9 for Melling Oil Pumps. I believe this is probably from, let's see if there's a copyright on the bottom. There is not. I don't know if you can see this. This is made by Gay Toys, and made in Michigan. This is an American-made toy. I don't think I could get anything in it at the moment because it's got the window screen in it. But I'm pretty sure you can actually get a figure in these. I've seen several well-known photographers on the internet, Instagram and whatnot, that use this model car that's been custom painted. The other option for this is a different company. It's basically the same thing, but check this out. It's in a box. I wouldn't say it's mint. The stickers are peeling off. But this is the Richard Petty STP Pontiac version. So it's actually a different car mold. But this is a company called American Plastic Toys Incorporated. If you Google these or look them up on eBay, you're going to find a decent amount. I know there was a one of the cars available this week on eBay for like, I don't know, I think it was like $25 shipped. And you can, you know, paint these up however you want. Hey, if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe, like the video, and share it with friends if you dig what we're doing here. So, but yeah, so those can be, you know, chopped up, custom painted. The scene we did for the Mezco display at New York Comic-Con, the car going through the building in the Marvel scene was half of one of these. So I sacrificed one of these for that. This one actually I never noticed. This came from KB Toys and was like $6.99 back in the day. Wow, that's crazy. All right, so there's a doll company. It was a doll company called Brats. I don't know if you know anything about Brats. Brats almost bankrupted Mattel because they got a hold of that Barbie money. But my wife came across a lot of remote control vehicles at a flea market one time, and in there were some Brats vehicles. So I actually have two of these. I'll show. Man, these are dirty. So I've got a pearl white one, really cool pearl paint job, and then I've got a maroon one. They're actually pretty well done. I think they light up and have a radio and a bunch of stuff. They're remote controlled. I don't have any of that stuff. But the cool thing about it is the interior. So the doors open. It actually has like a seat belt inside, steering wheel and whatnot. And you can put a figure in it. I've seen people using stuff like this a lot for their pink skulls from Gomez stuff, which are roughly the same size as this. Which, you know, the Bratz dolls were a good bit bigger, but, you know, you can fake it till you make it. And it doesn't look hateful, right? You got a little seat belt in there if you're worried about your figures falling out. So you got your homies rolling down the street, right? It's a little big. Using the right perspective, you should be able to work. You should be able to work with it. The trunk opens too, and the trunk's freaking huge. Come on, Frank, help me out. Well, I said the trunk opens. Oh, there's a button. There's a button in the battery compartment, but I guarantee if you take that out, you can make a little insert there if you wanted to. So I knew this stuff worked well for the 6 scale figures, and I've seen people use, like, Bratz has kind of like a Cadillac looking vehicle also that people use. And I was at a flea market one day and I saw this next piece. And I said I needed to get it. So the next piece is it's the Brats Limousine. This is a absolutely huge unit. This thing is massive. The doors all open, the back windows roll down, but it is so big. I'm gonna pop the roof off so I can show you the interior. Let's see here. Looks like I need to put some of it back together. Some kids were playing with this, you know, back when we were allowed to have people at our houses. So here we go. So the roof comes off. The doors open wide. You can see, you know, the custom interior there. But it's so big. I mean, you could do some cool shots with, you know, people in the back seat. You know, where's my drug money or whatever. But it is just a massive piece. It's huge. Obviously, those Bratz dolls were a lot bigger than these 6-inch figures. So, you know, John Wick, the limo driver, right? But it's got like a bunch of electronic stuff too. I've not put batteries in any of it. But once again, it'd be good for like a background shot or something of that nature. Or I'm sure some of you photography wizards could work some magic with it. Yep. So that is a huge piece. Shout out to my assistant today, Frosted Flakes. He's helping me with this, moving these vehicles around so I can show them to you. All right, this is a dump truck by a company called Driven. I believe you mostly can find this at, I believe Target sells this brand. There's some green paint all over this, and I don't know what it is. So you're not going to be getting a figure in here, I don't believe, unless you take his legs off. Nope, not going to happen. But You can paint it up really nice. I know there's several guys on Instagram and in the Die Structure group that paint these up really nice. That's honestly my intention with this, and then my kid stole it, but I could take it now and he wouldn't notice. So this is another cool option for a background piece. It's got a bed that dumps, like I said, the doors open. It's probably got lights, makes noises and all that if that's what you need in your life to do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the Driven line from Target. So this next piece, I paid $1 plus shipping for this, and I've never been able to find another one for that cheap. Obviously, again, I think the people who were selling it had no idea what it was or what they had. This is a Playmates toy. Playmates, the company that made the Ninja Turtle stuff. It is a H2 Hummer. Can't put anybody in it. You can't do any sort of window roll down or anything. But it looks like it's pretty good on the scale. Might be a little big, but man, it looks nice. It really needs a black paint job. So this thing actually is a mini car playset. So it's kind of like Micro Machines. And let me see if I can open it up, if I remember how it goes. I think you press one of these things. Yeah. And then it unfurls into this little playset. And hopefully it goes back together. But I'll move the camera and show you. Yeah, so you move your little Micro Machine cars around on that. Is what it's intended for. But it looks great as a background piece. I found this in a random search and then found that it was $1, and I'll put it back together later. But it's a really, really good looking, background piece. I'm gonna look at some other RC cars, mainly from this lot of RC cars we got. And I'm pretty sure most of these are going to be 10th scale. They're not 12th scale, and I'll explain that in a minute, the difference. So this is a GT40 that is absolutely dirty. A lot of these live in my garage, so they definitely need to be cleaned up a little bit. But this one's got the engine you can see in the back. And this is from, let's see, this is from XQ. XQ is the company that that makes this. It's got real rubber tires. Once again, just something that's going to look really cool sitting in your garage. Like, it's missing the mirrors. Am I ever going to find those? Probably not. Maybe I could 3D print something if I wanted to fix it. It has some suspension to it, but like I said, I don't have the remotes to any of this stuff, and I don't even know if they run, I probably would never drive them anyways. The Lamborghini, then, much more subtle. So this is a Lamborghini. I don't know the type. I'm gonna say Gallardo, but I could be wrong. Murcielago. I'm sure somebody smarter than me is going to tell me. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Give us a subscribe if you haven't, and a thumbs up, and share this. So there's Frank with his Lambo. Let me look in the chat here and see any questions. Let's see. Any military vehicle? I don't have any military vehicles. Hopefully some stuff will come to light with the G.I. Joe line. Yeah, Maniac. The interesting ones are the ones you can put figures in, but those are really, really hard to find in a scale that works. And I'll explain that here in just a minute. So this is one of the cooler pieces that came out of that lot that my wife found. It's a Plymouth Hemi Cuda. got suspension too. I don't know what company made this. It does not say anywhere on here where I have been able to find what company made this toy. But it's got working headlights and tail lights. If you had a battery pack, it's got some sort of speaker. I don't know what it is or where it came from, but once again, can't put anything in it. And most of the RC cars you're going to have to customize. I know there's some guys doing the bodies over the clear RC bodies over some rolling stock and doing custom interior, and obviously that's something that can be done. That's nothing I've done in so far. But this Hemi Cuda is pretty dope. I like this one a lot. So let's talk about scale. Now, most of this stuff I'm going to think is probably, these cars at least, are going to be 10th scale. This is something that most people are always interested in. It's the John Wickish. It is a 69 Mustang. It is not the exact model that he had in the film, but it's pretty close. I have custom painted this with the closest I could get to the gray color and the black racing stripes there, and I chromed out what needed to be chromed out. This is a Radio Shack toy from 2002 that I've never found another one of. It's been on eBay, it's sold on eBay, but it's been a very long time. It comes red, black, and yellow with flames. It looks god awful. So this was a complete redo. Once again, you can't put figures inside of it. The doors don't open. There's no interior. It is almost like Eleanor Wick. And I want to show you something here with scale. So we're going to guess that this is probably 10th scale. I found this next piece on probably Facebook Marketplace. And this is one of these people that's selling that does not know how to ship stuff. I don't know if you guys have had the pleasure of dealing with anybody like that. But what the listing was a an Ertl 112 scale 64 Mustang. So I was all about that. And I think I ended up mailing this guy a shipping label so he would ship this to me. And he didn't live far from me, but it was just horribly inconvenient to get to where he was. But here's the Mustang. Now, if you compare it nose to nose here, it's much, much smaller. And guess what? The door's open. But you're not getting a modern 12 scale figure in here. I won't even try the Punisher. I mean, just for shits and giggles, I just took John Wick's legs off. Oh, and the door fell off. Boy, I got my money's worth out of this piece, didn't I? I want to say this happened before. Well, anyways, there he is with his head sticking out, and that's with his legs taken off because they won't fit. So be careful with actual things that are labeled as 12 scale because too small for your figures. Now you see people with like a Mezco original Punisher with the on a 12 scale bike. It doesn't really look right. It's because a 12 scale bike is nowhere near the size of those Mezco figures. So I guess I'll the store later. I have a couple more to show you guys, and these are more that I got from the RC toy sale. This is I think it's a prototype prototype Stingray because it's got these ridiculous rims on it. I'm sure somebody could use this. This was made. I think they made all the stuff for like the Pimp My Ride and West Coast Customs and all that kind of jazz. It's a cool piece. It's kind of it could probably be cleaned up a bit, but man, those are some thin tires. I don't know how long they last. A lot of this RC stuff's got these fairings on the front. I mean, you can see this one's just. I've never done anything with it. You could just unbolt this. Looks like it's just 3 bolts, and that's going to add make it more like looking like a real car than an RC car. And then I've got lots of these kind of Fast and Furious style, you know, cars. You could obviously do some stuff with these, you know, depending on what you're trying to do. These are from Tyco, from, I would imagine, from the early 2000s. But there's the Nissan, and then this one's a Mazda. So check your Facebook group, local Facebook selling list, some of these selling apps, eBay. You can find stuff that people will that figures will fit in. Is challenging. It can be done. You can modify this stuff if you want to take the time to do it. So I do want to show you one more thing real quick. I'm done. Oh, you want to take all the this way. This is my newest acquisition. Now, I know a lot of people already have this, but I was excited to find the Mystery Machine. So the Mystery Machine looks great from the side, but it's pretty narrow. But you know what? It's a cool little ride. You can fit your figures in there. The Amazing's taking some really cool pictures with his. I've seen people customizing them, although I think it needs a lot more work than I think a lot of people are putting into it. Whoops, these are taped together. I didn't realize that. Luckily, the hinges are easy to operate. I say. And it also makes noises. So it's got these cool doors that open in the back. Yeah, it howls. But you can fit your figures in here. It's got a bunch of headroom. There you go. So we can take Frank and John for a little cruise here. Well, it looks like you're going to have to get pretty intimate there. Don't stop it. Leave them alone. There you go. Questions we showed today. Let me read through the chat. So where did the so I had a supplier. I was getting them relatively cheap, and they ran out. So it was hard for me to find them. Just do one. It's 1/14 scale F-150, and you'll find them. The truck was pink, and it came with a little girl with dogs, and another one was camouflage and came with a guy with dogs and a gun and different stuff, like ATVs and stuff. But they get up there $60, $70 for them. What's up, D? Mustang was a concept used from the Transformer movies. Brooder trucks are too small to use. I mean, you can use them as backgrounds. The cool thing about all the stuff I showed today is you can use it in different scenarios, in different shots, and then the scale is going to be hidden so well that you're able to get away with not having, you know, front and center the right scale. Because listen, scale is hard as hell to nail down. It's really hard to get the correct scale for anything, but you know, you fake it till you make it. All right, well, that is going to wrap it up. No more questions from the chat. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram. That's probably how you found this video. Give us a like and a subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000, so YouTube will start mailing us pennies in the mail. We'll catch you on the internet. Stay safe out there, everybody.